Well, hello there, folks. It's Jason Wampler. It is now 11:06 a.m. What is this? March the 2nd, 2021. It's another installment of the DIMESTORE Psychology. I'm going to keep these snippets quick. I've got both phones working. I do have Wi-Fi access. I like being seen in black and white instead of color. And my more expensive phone, I just keep for internet access at home. And now for shooting these videos. Listen, folks, let's talk about something. I'm just watching these YouTube videos about squatters. Now, the funny thing is about the news media, it tends to focus on stuff that's trending or newsworthy. To them, what's newsworthy is what you want to see. I don't know how they figure out what people want to see, but the subject of squatters is it is relevant. If you go through the trouble and expense of actually owning rental properties like rental homes, right now it's actually a fairly dicey proposition because, if man or woman alike, if you get something called a squatter moving into your house, California state law protects these people. It's ironic. It's almost like the desperate hippies in Sacramento and the governor himself. They want to make this a sanctuary state and protect criminals. I don't understand why. If you're a lesser person, if you're not somebody who has an inclination towards moral behavior, you own the property, you simply want them gone, you might be violently confrontational, not wait for the sheriff or the courts, and just gotta go over there with a firearm and start shooting these people and killing them. Make them attack you on your own property and killing them. But I'm not suggesting that. In fact, I suggest you not do that because you will go to jail for murder. So what do? Not much. Hey, folks, sometimes you can work around the law. Sometimes you can't. I'm going to talk to you about a personal incident I had today with an individual named Paul Sprangel. Now, this man, he does not manage his life properly. He's trying his best to take care of his uncle. His brother's with him in his home. His son, he's got a dog and a son. He's got his mother. He lives in squalor. He doesn't make enough money, but he doesn't put any oomph into to make enough money to survive. Here's what happened. About 10 months ago, I attempted to purchase a car from him, a Dodge Caravan, a year 2000 Dodge Caravan, and I gave him $300, but after I gave him $300 cash for the vehicle because it wasn't running, and it's nearly a 20-year-old vehicle, I said, no, look, Paul, I don't know if I'm going to get this silly thing running or not. So it wasn't running at the time, so I took a $300 risk. But I made the mistake of telling him, look, if I get this thing fixed and running, I could sell it for upwards of $1,400, $1,500. And he got this look on his face like, maybe I shouldn't sell the car to you. But, the funny thing is, Paul, and this is a shout out to Paul Sprangel. Paul, hey, dude, you took my money anyway. I made the mistake of not seeing the pink slip of the vehicle, which he'll never be able to find because he didn't have any information on the car. Neither do I, because I don't know where it is. And that's that. We didn't have a written purchase agreement or anything. I hemmed and hawed to the Fountain Valley Police Department 3 times in a row, and they couldn't do anything about it. And I understand that because I had no paperwork. He had no paperwork. He doesn't know anything about the van. Neither do I, but he says it belongs to his mom. So I don't know. And I'd actually been working on this van for the last 5-6 years in a row because I was his personal mechanic, his family's mechanic. I don't wrench on cars anymore, not for people. People are idiots. Cars are crap. And it's a low-paying, thankless job. I'm too overqualified. I'm an engineer and designer and manufacturer. I'm better than that. Thank you very much. If you folks want to find a mechanic, don't give me a call. I'm not going to work on your car or give you any advice. But this is the point about that. The deal fell through. I put $320 worth of parts in that car to get it running. I got it running like I was jazzed. But he hadn't taken his father's belongings or wheelchair out of that vehicle as I'd asked him to several times in a row. So I went back. So I fixed it on a Sunday. Went back Monday, and you know what? He after $620 of my money went into that car. He put his foot on the driver door sill. He told me. He informed me. No unclear terms. No, I had to take the car back. And I said, Paul, I put $320. Oh, no, my mother wants it back. Well, Paul, you wanted the car back after I'd gotten it running and I put parts into it. Well, I had to spend about 2 months getting the $300 out of the initial purchase price. Threats, call to the mayor's office, back and forth, State Department of Justice. By the way, small claims court right now is a joke. The small claims, it's going to go away. In fact, it's already gone. There's the state of California and the U.S. government. They don't have the time or the money to fund small claims anymore. So you got to get a lawyer. You just got to go to mitigation, and it's more of a commercial process now. So you're going to spend $200 to recover a $60 bounce check. Sorry, that's just how it goes. No money, no justice. If you don't have any money, you don't get justice. That's just kind of how it goes. I don't like it, you don't like it, but that's just how things are set up these days. So anyway, Paul. So here's the thing, Paul, dude. You called me like 5 months later, said somebody broke into the car and stole the battery. Did you have anything to do with that? And I was up and down and I said, look, Paul, I'm one of Jehovah's Witnesses. I'm a Christian. I don't do that. And I had to tell him that like 3 or 4 times in a row. I said, Paul, I mean, dude, I don't know what else to tell you. So they blew out the window, stole the battery. I don't even know where the vehicle is or was or whatever. Now, he said, he told me, yeah, it's at his place to work. I'm like, that's great. And I thought about it. I'm like, Paul, let's pal up. Let's put all this behind us. And so, I came back and I said, look, Paul, I'll give you $500 cash for that vehicle, but you got to find the title of ownership. Then he said, yeah, sure. Well, he's never going to find it. His life is a mess. How's he going to find a piece of paper that proves him or his mother owned the car? I mean, Paul, I'm sorry, dude. You're a disaster, man. And then I said, well, Paul, I'll just give you $300 for it because I reconfirmed the value of the vehicle. The value of the vehicle is like $100 to plus a free tow to a local wrecking yard. No one wants a 21-year-old Chrysler minivan. So anyway. So that was about a month or two ago. I flaked out on the deal. I backed on the deal a couple times because something in the back of my mind told me, just hold out. Just hold on. So, and I already had a second vehicle, but my aged roommate, James, he drove it and he lost it. But that's okay. Things happen, so it got towed and pounded. It's not worth it. That old 96 Ford Explorer. I didn't really want that truck anyway. So, moving forward, Now, here's the doozy. I said, Paul, I'll give you... I confronted Paul Sprangel about 3 days ago, like on a Saturday or Friday of last week. I said, Paul, I'm willing to buy the car from you, but I've noticed going over my records that I have $320 of my money in parts in that car. All of a sudden, the conversation went from, you're going to give me money... Paul was very anxious to sell a job to, oh no, I'm busy right now, I can't deal with this. And he got very emotional, and I said, Paul... I mean, what would you do if you were in my position? And he got really upset. And I had it. And I'm like, you know what? I got to figure out how to do something legally. Maybe I could just trick him into signing a work order, do a mechanics lien, impound the vehicle, sell it, get my $320 back, etc., etc. But here's the funny part. He calls me, I think yesterday, he called me yesterday and said, Jason, you and I both know you stole the car. I'm like, Paul, what's going on? This is good and bad news for me. I'm saying, Paul, and I got into an argument with him. I told him that on Sunday I was out of town. I wasn't anywhere to be found. I was out of town the whole day. I had nothing to do with the theft of this car. Well, he informed me that green 2000 Dodge Caravan, is missing. And he's going to report it to the police. So they're going to talk to you about that. And then he had the audacity to ask me to send him my picture over the phone so he could verify, with his neighbors, his business neighbors, that I'm not the one that stole the car. And I got into an argument. I said, Paul, are you going to compensate me for the time? Because right now I'm working. I'm running a business. I'm trying to make money to pay the rent. Are you going to pay me for this? Are you going to pay me for my time to do that? I kept telling him over and over and over and over and over and over again. I told him like 5 or 6 times in a row I was out of town. He kept accusing me of stealing the car. I don't know if anybody's intercepting our calls or what, but Paul, dude, and I kept telling him over again, Paul, you're an asshole. You're a jerk. The way you manage your life, you made enemies, dude. Somebody else is mad at you, and they took the car from you, dude. He said, I don't have any enemies. He's delusional. He doesn't think straight. He's a bully. He's stupid. He's incredibly stupid. He makes crap up. He's delusional. He starts making stories up. I'm just waiting for this idiot to show up at my house in Costa Mesa, start pounding on my door. But he's not going to do that. If he does do that, I'm going to be ready. Paul, I carry a concealed weapon. So you have to be careful. But Paul, here's the thing. One way or another, you got what you deserved. Now, what's bad news about this for me, since the van is missing, no longer your possession, I have no leverage. I can't do mechanics lien. I can't get something in a settlement. So how am I going to get my $320 back? Paul, I don't know. But here's the lesson, folks. We're at the 10-minute mark. Here's the lesson. When you deal and negotiate, make sure to cover all your bases in advance. Have things in writing. Have all the legal documents in order, and make sure that things go south. You have signatures, dates, legal documentation, everything. So you can protect yourself in court or mitigation. Commercial mitigation is definitely going to replace small claims court because the court system, they don't have the time or the funds or the budget to fund small claims court anymore. It's not worth it to them. $43 filing fee, rid of execution, sheriff's involvement, getting people to serve papers. It doesn't work. So excuse me, I'm gonna spit off camera. I know that's gross, but here's the thing. You get what you deserve. What you get is what you get coming to you. You do something, you're going to reap what you sow. I reap what I sow in the vengeance. I've had to take what's mine by force sometimes. I've been bullied and I've been physically assaulted. I'm not going to stand up for that sort of thing anymore. I'm going to pay my dues. But, all the same, I'm going to stand up for myself. Hey guys, here's a couple of things I'm going to tell you about myself, and use what I say as an example. Guys, I can no longer afford to be a coward. Number one. Number two, I have to tell the truth all the time. So I have to be honest all the time. So being honest and being brave, kind of one and the same. You suddenly become a brave, courageous individual when you force yourself to tell the truth. So liars and cheats, they are cowards. If you lie and you cheat, you're giving into cowardliness. You're a coward. You're acting cowardly. The other thing is you cannot afford to be afraid of death at all. I'm the type of person at this point in time, I'm 51 years old, I got to get what's mine because I've been working for it for all my life. I want what's mine. So I have several different forms of income hopefully coming in. I've applied for a PPP loan for the aerospace business. I'm going to get it. I'm working with an attorney named Daniel Kim to get a settlement out of an accident, and I'm also working on another form of Social Security. Believe it or not, Social Security disability, because I'm mentally disabled. I have 4 different mental disorders, including a manic sociopath, a double dose of bipolar disorder with controlled symptoms, and I'm OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, ADHD. So I have a plethora of mental health issues, but I take corrective medication for it. I'm under the close supervision of the doctor, and I do what the doctor tells me to. So I want my Social Security disability because I'm mentally disabled. I'm entitled to it. I want a paycheck protection loan through U.S. Bank for the aerospace business. Because I'm entitled to it. The U.S. government shelled out $11.6 trillion to the last round to large major corporations that they didn't use that money to protect anybody's paycheck. I hope somebody wakes up to that fact. And then this other thing with the accident settlement. Hey folks, I drive a lot, but I've been rear-ended 4 times in the last 2 to 3 years. You wrecked 3 vehicles, 2 brand new Nissan NV200 pickup trucks, and my old Ford Transit Connect, which is a real pile of garbage. I've got 2 wonderful cars now. But I won't talk about that either. But here's the thing, folks. I always say, here's the thing. What comes around goes around. You do reap what you sow, but you got to stand up for yourself. You can't be a coward. You can't be a liar, cheat, thief, or stealer. And folks, you got to stop worshiping in the altar of self-preservation. Masks aren't going to save your life. Stop being afraid of death. It lowers your quality of life. Stop being afraid of anything else. Don't think. Just do. Just act on what you need to act on. And just make a plan of action next to you. Don't tell everybody what you're going to do. Unless you're planning something that's going to hurt somebody else, don't do that either. And if I find out you are through comments, I'm going to report you to the authorities. And that does also include stealing cookies out of the jar. Anyway, so that's that. So, this episode of DIMESTORE Psychology, there's just no clear theme. I'm kind of drawing on a lot of personal experiences and examples. Folks, I'm going to talk about some other things in the following days, and I'm pretty much going to let a lot of people have it, and I'm going to share some information about a lot of people that have been interacting with me in and out of my life that have been did very, very dangerous and destructive things to me. This is now a public platform for me to exercise my rights of free speech and shout out a cry for justice, such and so forth. But I like to round out things and just say the theme of today's discussion is number one, be honest, be true to yourself, be courageous, don't be afraid of anything, including death. What's going to happen is going to happen. And stand up for yourself, but do it legally, okay? Oh, and the last thing is small claims court is dead. It's going away and it'll never come back. All right, see you guys later. We'll see you tomorrow morning a little bit earlier. This has been an episode of DIMESTORE Psychology. I'm your host, Jason Wampler. I always close my eyes. I can't open up that wide. Notice that about myself. I don't know if I'm going to work on it. We'll talk to you later. Bye.